Hey guys, Ron with Nine Fingers Hotshot Trucking here. Today we are going to talk about factoring, and I'm going to give you 3 very good reasons why you probably should be using a factoring company. If you don't know what factoring is, it's a way for you to get paid quickly and safely. Okay, when you run a load, you get your rate confirmation, you do the load, you get your bill of lading. For you to get paid by that shipper or by that broker, you have to submit your paperwork along with an invoice. Then it's 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, you should get your money, except sometimes you don't. And then you have to make a follow-up phone call, and sometimes you need to do this, and sometimes you need to do that, and it can be a lot of paperwork, a lot of time to get your money. Or you can use a factoring company. A factoring company effectively buys that load from you, buys that invoice, and they charge you a small fee, usually in the range of about 3%. Okay, so that's what a factoring company does. It buys a load from you, buys the invoice effectively, and you get 97% instead of 100%. But what are you getting for that 3%? And that's what I'm going to give you. So reason number 1 to use a factoring company is all good factoring companies have an app, have some way to do a credit check on the shipper, the broker, whomever it is you're getting a load from. And it's much better than the credit check on DAT or Truckstop. The problem with DAT and Truckstop is they lag way behind. Some of these brokers, especially these newer ones they're effectively scams, will build their credit up, and they'll have very good credit, 97, 98, 95%, whatever rating on there, and they will run that way for a while. And then once they get the business going, they will stop paying their people, or they get slow to pay and things like that, and they get all this money coming in, and then they close their doors and they leave. So using a factoring company, they are all the time on top of it. So being able to get an accurate credit check from the factoring company will save you at some point in time from not getting paid. So how many times would you not get paid? I don't know. How diligent are you about doing your due diligence? But being able to do that credit check is number 1. Okay. Number 2, a lot of factoring companies have what they call non-recourse, which means they pay you for the load, and if they never get paid, you still get paid for the load. Okay, now they have some requirements. You had to have checked their credit, and at the time that you ran the load, their credit had to be okay. Basically the factoring company had to approve it. But if you follow their rules, they can't come back after you. Okay, be careful with who you sign up for. There are 2 companies that I can recommend, and I keep forgetting the second one's name because I just keep forgetting it, but there's the one that I use. It's called iThrive. It's about 3 or 3.25% for a 1-truck operation. They do go down with volume, but they're very, very nice to deal with. Very good people over there. At some point in time, I'll have some links in the bottom here. You guys can click on them. It'll take you directly to those factoring companies. I think iThrive gives me $50 if you guys sign up or something like that, but that'll be in the future. Okay, so number 1, being able to check credit. Okay, number 2 is the non-recourse. Okay, number 3 is the simple fact that you email them your bill of lading and your rate confirmation, and you're done. You don't have to create an invoice, which I know is not very hard. You don't have to do any follow-up phone calls. You don't have to chase your money down. The money shows up effectively the next day. You submit your invoices today. If you want, they will do an ACH transfer that day. It'll be in your bank tomorrow. Probably pending, but it'll be in your bank tomorrow. So being able to do a credit check, non-recourse, and not having to chase your money down, and the fact that you get paid the next day, so I guess it's actually 4, is the top 3-4 reasons why you probably should be using a factoring company. So hey guys, if you like these videos, go ahead, give it a thumbs up if you would, but more importantly, subscribe and come back, leave a comment, ask a question. Those subscribers really help. Rip through the other videos, ask some questions on those. I'd really appreciate it. But back to the factoring company, credit checks, non-recourse, fast funding, not having to chase your money. You're getting all that for 3%. Okay, So let's say you do $300,000 this year, gross numbers. That would be $9,000. Oh my God, Ron, $9,000? Well, yeah, you know, it's can be a lot, and if you have multiple trucks, it can really add up, which is going to lead to the next video on why you shouldn't use a factoring company, or who should not use a factoring company, that type of thing. But we'll get into that one a little bit deeper. For the amount of money that you're spending and the time that you're saving, I can definitely recommend using it. Now, for you guys that are out there and you're looking, you find a factoring company that charges like 1%, let's think about that for a second. Let's say you do $300,000, the gross numbers we're talking about. They're going to work for you. This factoring company is going to work all year long for $3,000. Really? Are they really? Most of those companies, from what I've seen, I've looked into a couple of them, have a lot of fees along with that 1%. There's also a lot of hoops you have to jump through. They have to get their money in a certain period of time. It might be 15 days, it might be 30 days. Well, if it goes 31 days before they get their money, well, now all of a sudden it's not 1% anymore. It's 1.5%, 2%, or there's a fee associated with it. So just, if you guys are tempted to go with one of those lower percentage ones, factoring companies, just read that contract before you sign it. If you guys have a factoring company that is 2%, 1.5%, that is a legitimate factoring company that has the ability to check credit before you book your loads, that can go non-recourse, that is a legitimate company and they're doing it for less, let me know. Drop that in the comments. I will check them out and, you know, potentially be switching factories. So factoring company. So anyway, guys, as always, be safe, have fun, and, you know, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.